Well, it's the big episode number 50. What I missed were one the same. The Raptor Ronin back for what's probably going to be the Season 2 finale. Last time, we made it through Spatial Rift and fought Palkia, learned about the whole, I guess, general conspiracy of Darkrai being the one who wanted to get rid of us. Yeah. And today, we are going to need to get ready and go to where Darkrai's hanging out at Dark Crater. I should probably do some preparations, because this is where the hardest dungeon we've ever the hardest dungeon we've had come up against us yet is on the horizon. And yes, the NPCs are saying dialogue, but deluxe box, I'm just going to open up these boxes and say this episode is probably going to be a long one. And like I said before, it's probably going to end up being the Season 2 finale. And there will be a Season 3, don't worry. That will cover like the after game. It won't be like super story heavy yet, of course, but aside from like special episodes. But other than that, we will be doing that part of this game for a while at least. I've heard I can't read well. But you two can do it. You're sure to win. Don't lose faith. I am sorry I may not be able to read too well at the moment, but I'm going to try my best. I could probably store a couple apples, keep all those orange berries, linker seeds, store the plain seeds. Only used up 2 revivers, which is nice. But we are going to need probably bringing some more. Get rid of these. Okay, let's look at our items right now. Defense Scarf and Twist Band, fair enough. 11 Graveler Rocks, could be better. 3 apples, fine. 4 orange berries, good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Reviver Seeds, 3 Max Elixirs, a Cleanse Orb, an Escape Orb, a Roll Call Orb, species-specific items. I should see if the Kecleons are selling anything helpful. Graveler Rocks, Stun Seed. I'm going to go with those. Check on the brother. Let's see if there's any good items I can afford. I'm going to get an extra roll call orb. Okay. Got 4 pages. This is a dungeon where I actually Dark Crater is really hard, and I'm going to recommend right now bring Reviver Seeds. Bring Reviver Seeds. But first I'm going to also grab some Heal Seeds, 2 of those. Actually going to grab a couple Joy Seeds just to supplement. I'm going to grab 3 more Reviver Seeds. We only have 3 left in the storage after this. Just want to make sure there weren't the look-like item, but a couple Sleep Seeds. We are going to need them. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. I've played through this game so many times, and this is honestly the roughest, the absolute roughest dungeon you can imagine. Might just grab a Troll Orb, because I don't have a lack of better things I could be grabbing. And then Gitsy has a Defense Scarf, so no, could bring the weather band for reasons I'll go into when we get there. But I don't think I will. Power band, no. X-ray specs. Zinc band. I think we'll have to go with that. Alright, I think we should stop by the Spin the Cafe and get to, we might as well get those joy seeds consumed. Spin the Cafe, order joy seed, which is a rare candy in this game. 45 for Claudio, joy seed, spin, spin, stir around, level up. A joy seed for Kitsy. Yes, spin. Level 46. I think, well, I might as well see if there's any good offers here today. Iron. I think I'll take that. 1 iron, please. Nope. Nope. I wonder who could use this iron bet more. 66, 61. Well, you already have. Might as well give it to Claudio, because I think we're going to need it. Claudio gets the iron drink. Defense. Let's see how much I raised it by, just out of curiosity. 69. 3 points. Okay. Since we're all as ready as we can ever be, actually I should probably also get... No. I'm going to save, and then we are going to get on with the show. Now, rather than going this way, we are going to go back to Sharpedo Bluff, and first we're going to actually store some money, because I think, why not? It'll be, if we lose it, we won't be losing $4,000. At least save at least half of it. A little over half, actually, but run over here. Are you ready to go to Dark Crater? Ready. Very well. Let us be on our way. Off we go to the Dark Crater. So this is the entrance to Dark Crater. Here we face Darkrai. There is no telling what he has in store for us. We must proceed with the utmost care. Before we get started talking about the dungeon, I want to bring something up. If you notice that in the whole Treasure Town clip, kind of first part of this episode, just before we got into the dungeon, if it seems that the quality is not of the video is not exactly the exact same as this portion, it's because I did a mess up when it comes to the video editing portions when I did my recording. But anyways, this is hell. This is the Dark Crater. It is full of fire types. If you are playing as a grass type or have a grass type partner, you're in for a bad time. If you have, heck, even if you're a fire type, you might just be having a bad time. Because not only are there other fire types that resist you, there's plenty of fire types that will have flash fire, and not to mention there are a lot of ground types in this dungeon. And one particular ground type I really don't like, it spawns in this dungeon, being Hippowdon, where it spawns and it brings the sandstorm perma-weather in this game. And unless you're a rock, ground, or steel type, you're going to take damage. There's also firefighting starters of every generation up to that point of the game, I guess gens 1 through 4. And they get the ability Blaze. Oh yes, this guy. Camerupt, the fire and ground type of all things. This guy learns earth power. It can be devastating because it hits not only you, but everyone else in your party. Fortunately, Cresselia has Levitate, and there is one thing I want to go into about Cresselia. She's about level 47. She has IQ skills, which are very helpful. However, in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time and Darkness, she was very much a burden to bring along. While she largely had the same moves, being Aurora Beam, excuse me, guys. Aurora Beam, Double Team, Confusion, and Slash, she did not have any IQ skills and would constantly go onto the lava tiles and get burned and just take damage with the burn along with the sandstorm most of the time. Oh yeah, monster houses. Here's something you want to pay attention to. Because there's a sandstorm going, only the Pokemon that aren't affected by the sandstorm will remain petrified once the turn that Pokemon get afflicted by the sandstorm are afflicted by it, and that will wear off their petrified state. And from there, they'll be able to be back to normal. But as you see there, I basically just had to run away just to avoid a potential half a monster house there. But Cresselia was very much a burden in Time and Darkness. Very bitter memories. Now, at this point in the series, in these games, she's much better, but still some bothersome help. And if you are also weak to fighting, say playing it as an Eevee either as the player or the partner, you're also going to be probably hurting because there's a lot of firefighting starters such as Combusken and Monferno that like to spawn quite often. There's also the fact that each of these firefighting starters have the ability Blaze, so if you knock them down to low health and they use a fire type move, you are going to be roasting. It is not fun to deal with that. There's also one other thing about Dark Crater that I absolutely despise. Now, I may have mentioned this before, but I mentioned the Hippowdon. They stopped spawning after floor 10. There's the Blaze, but the layout in this dungeon is crazy. And I mean crazy. You go down to one room, and you will go all over the map. I recommend if you're in a floor... Oh, I also picked up a few Troll Orbs on the way, but very helpful. But if you're in a position where you can't figure out where everything is, stay in the inner chambers. If there's lots of corridors, kind of as a border, stay within the inner parts. Those will have the stairs, more often than not. Let's see. Warp Orb, because Arcanine has both Intimidate and Flash Fire, meaning Kitsy's not going to do much. Oh, and not to mention Camerupt's Earth Power, of course, can lower your Spadef. Very dangerous. And Claudio here has been trying to rely on Drain Punches to just stay alive. Fortunately, Rapidash does get Runaway as well, so if you get slow enough, it'll just stop attacking after a while. And just run away, go the other way. But this dungeon is just complete hell. And then there's, of course, traps. Lots of traps. So always come prepared. And if you best of your ability, and not to mention I've been using Rock Slide a whole lot, and relying on flinches and whatnot. what should I do about this Camerupt? I eat a quick seed to increase my speed and get past it. But otherwise, this dungeon is the roughest one you've encountered yet. Period. Thank goodness we found a midway point. But is this really a good thing? I mean, yeah, it's a good thing. But things are going to get harder from here, ladies and gentlemen. There's no telling when Darkrai will strike. Let's proceed with utmost caution. And Kitsy? We're in really deep now. Darkrai could be waiting for us up ahead. There's no choice though, we have to keep going. Yes, we do. Just when you think it couldn't get any harder, it does. This is the Deep Dark Crater, part 2 of this god-awful dungeon. So many fire types, and even more evolved fire types. Pokemon levels I think are actually higher, so they'll be having more moves, and a lot of the same things apply. Pokemon that... There's just a lot of rough Pokemon here. Like, it's not even fun. And fortunately, or unfortunately, some of them are very dangerous. There are some nice, helpful items. That's why I recommend, if you can find a Trial Orb, pick it up. I found an eye drop seed, that will help me see the items on the floor. I don't think Kecleon shops spawn in this dungeon, so there's not as much of a risk of accidentally stealing a shop full of items and having a Kecleon horde come after you. I picked up a Detect Band, which promotes evasion, actually, so I decided to go with that over the Twist Band. On Claudio, at least. So, that's that. And then, of course, there are sticky traps. I decided to use my Cleanse Orb later on, just... I don't want to risk potentially going into a battle where I would need it and it not being available, but at the same time I want to conserve as much as I can, if that makes sense. So that's a thing. But I should note that the Pokemon Magcargo are very dangerous because they get both like Earth Power and Ancient Power and whatnot. And after a certain point, you're going to run into fully evolved Fire-type starters, like this here Charizard. They'll be becoming more and more common, and it's very dangerous. Fortunately, Claudio knows Rock Slide, so at least there's that. So catch these rocks, Charizard. And might as well use a Max Elixir now, and get on with the show. Deep Dark Crater, by the way, is about as long as the regular Dark Crater. It's what came before it, except that more so 14 floors instead of 15. But boy, are they a big one. It's a big dungeon. And then there's like Rhyperior. These... I'm worried for Kitsy when it comes to this big guy, because it's a rock ground type, and it has solid rock, so it takes reduced damage from super effective attacks. But overall, I would say if you can get a Trial Orb, take it. Picked up a Chesto Berry. That will be helpful, probably for later. Otherwise, this dungeon is very dangerous, and there's a lot of evolved Pokemon by the end. We'll avoid some battles if we can. Try to get past this here, Rhyperior. Ooh, got the rebrand. Quick attack. Bite. Might need my Drain Punches. And then we'll just go on and use the Cleanse Orb right now to clean up our items. And that will be good. finally here. Dark Crater Pit. It's a dead end. This looks like the deepest we can go. Where's Darkrai, though? You kept me waiting. Oh, Jesus. Good of you to come, Kitsy and Claudio. What? Why do you keep after us? You don't even know us. I know you all too well. Especially you, Claudio. What? When you came to this world with Grovyle, Claudio, you were caught up in an accident. An accident? Oh, that's right. Grovyle once explained it. That I had an accident traveling back in time. Whoa. Are you okay? No, don't let go. Just a little longer. Come on, hang on. No, I can't. Hold on. Yes, you and Grovyle had an accident while traveling through time. You became separated as a result of it. You were also transformed from a human into a Pokemon, and you lost your memory as well. Has it not occurred to you how odd that accident was? How odd? Yes. Think of how the accident occurred. Precisely when you and Grovyle were traveling through time. That fails to strike you as odd. Darkrai, do you know something about it? Naturally. That very incident was caused by none other than myself. What did you say? My wishes to engulf this world in darkness. I set my sights on Dialga's temporal tower because of its ties to time. I sabotaged temporal tower. That would have eventually led to the destruction of time, and ultimately the planet's paralysis. However, Grovyle and Claudio decided to meddle. I learned of their impeding arrival from the future, and I attacked Grovyle and Claudio as they traveled in time, so I could be rid of them. But this is an unforeseen event that made it possible to be rid of either of them. It should have been enough, especially for Grovyle. However, do you know how you came to be a Pokemon, Claudio? During the accident, you shielded Grovyle from my attack. I shielded Grovyle? Yes, you absorbed the brunt of the attack I intended for Grovyle. It appears your fierce will to protect your partner became entangled with the many dimensions during your time travel. As a result, you were transformed into a Pokemon. I did that? I assumed what I did was sufficient. I thought I rendered you incapable of preventing the planet's paralysis. However, I underestimated your resourcefulness. You met with Kitsy, and the two of you stopped the destruction of Temporal Tower. Because I'd underestimated you and disregarded how much you would be in metal, my original plan ended in failure. That's why you decided to get rid of Claudio and Kitsy in the first time, so that they wouldn't be impeding on your scheming. That's why you tried to break their spirit, even go as far as to use an imposter of me. Even now, you lured us here, so you could rid us all of in one big fell swoop. Very good. I did indeed intend to do what you just say. But I've had a change of heart. So, Claudio, Kitsy, both of you are brave. You've shown great initiative. To be rid of you forever seems like a tragic waste. You've both shown so much promise. I'll get some water. Why not join me? What? Why not join me in ruling a future full of darkness? What? Rule the world with Darkrai? It is entirely possible if we three band together. Well, will you join me? Oh, Claudio, Kitsy, don't believe his lies. Kitsy, are you listening? Maybe Darkrai is right. No, Kitsy, who are we kidding? We don't stand a chance against Darkrai anyway. It's pointless to resist. Joining Darkrai might be the best thing to do. Kitsy, why? You've chosen wisely, Kitsy. How very practical of you. Well, Claudio, what will you do now? When you are one of us, you will be the first of order. Our first order of business will be Cresselia there. The three of us shall get rid of her together. What did you say? Now, Claudio, come join us here. Don't go, Claudio. Please, Claudio, come here. Kitsy, if you don't want to join us, Claudio, Darkrai surely won't want just me. He'll get rid of me. Kitsy. Your choice, Claudio? Will you join us? The world of darkness will be wonderful, Claudio. You see, your trusted partner has seen the truth. Come now, will you not rule the world with us? And you shall reign as Lord of the world of darkness. Now, Claudio, consider your answer carefully. Join me in Kitsy, or we'll rule the world together. This is actually a split cutscene. I want to show both sides. So I'm going to make a save state. Save slot 1. Let's say I do let's go with the first option with the ellipses. My answer is, don't, Claudio, don't be fooled. That voice just now, Kitsy, that's it. This is all a nightmare. Ah! Oh, Claudio. You. I was right. I was being deceived. Darkrai was showing me an illusion. That was so close. Blast it! I was on the verge of success. Is that your answer, Claudio? Of course. Kitsy would never consider saying something like that. Join with Darkrai? Ah, my life. A world of darkness? I won't let it happen. So be it. You've made the wrong choice. There's nothing left to say. I'll be rid of you now. I'm going to reload. Okay, load state 1. I refuse. Do that? I refuse. This is all a nightmare. So slightly shorter. Ah! Oh, Claudio, you. I was right. I was doing the same dialogue. But as you see, if you do this second option, it's slightly less time. Just slightly less time. I'll be rid of you now. We're surrounded. I knew it. I figured that you would do something like this. Say what you will, but this is where I will finally be rid of you meddlers. I will seize control of the darkened world as its king. This is it. Attack! This is the final boss of this storyline game. The end complete. Against Darkrai and a Arbok, a Magmortar, Aggron, Mismagius, Magcargo, and Rhyperior. This is not an easy fight by any means, and I am serious, this is a very rough fight. Now, let's see, what could I do first? I think I'm going to actually eat a Chesto Berry, because Darkrai, oh Darkrai, he does carry Ominous Wind, and he got the boosts. And now I'm going to petrify him. Just so we... oh yeah. There's... you know how in Primal Dialga's fight, as well as Palkia's battle, he had an IQ skill which basically made you just not attack? This is basically that, but on steroids with regular Pokemon. Because there are random Pokemon, like and then some of them know like TM moves. Like, you saw that, right? The Rhyperior knew Poison Jab. Now, I could be wrong. It could learn that by level up. I'm going to say it doesn't. Oh gosh. Oh god. This is why I really don't like... this is honestly the roughest battle you could ask for. We're getting literally shitted on. Drain Punch. Answers that. Cresselia double teams. And then Confusion. I'm going to actually use that. Do we have a Heal Seed? Yes. Heal Seed on Cresselia, cure Poison and Confusion. Okay. Next, I want to definitely keep conserving. So I'm going to give Cresselia the Oran Berry. Have Kitsy break out, beat the Magmortar. As much as I don't like Cresselia using the double team, it's probably for the better. Now, let's... I want to get to that Aggron. Jesus. Okay, Magcargo, give me some health. Or not. Okay, Aggron, give me some health. Thank you. Break free. Aura Beam, that's not going to do a lot. Good. Bite. Okay, are we all ready, everyone? Let's do this. First, I want to make sure... okay. I'm going to give this Quick Seed to Kitsy. Let's get this over with. Darkrai does have a move that can inflict sleep, and if there's one thing Darkrai is known for, it's his ability of bad dreams. It basically damage Pokemon at the end of every turn who are asleep. The fact that he's gotten double teams up, as well as the boosts from Ominous Wind, are kinda scary. Okay. I don't think it's worth trying to put him to sleep, but I might as well... yeah, good. Missed. Or just he's just dodging in his sleep. Throw. Oh shit, we're out of rock. We're out of Drain Punches. Rock Slide. Good. Gotta flinch or cringe. Rock Slide. Come on. Okay, here it comes. Oh, Jesus, he got the boost again. And there's it again. That's 3 reviver seeds used up and another boost. Holy shit, we only have 3 reviver seeds. Going to need to be careful. Oh dear. Oh, thank God. Nightmare is a bit dangerous for sure, because it will just basically a pseudo sleep state. Whew. We did. This is the end for you, Darkrai. Cresselia, don't you remember? I said you cannot catch me. Hey, what is that? That's a dimensional hole. This dimensional hole may take me to the future, or the past. Even I don't know where it will lead me, but I've failed only this time. This will simply plunge the world into darkness. I will simply plunge the world into darkness in another time. Stop, Darkrai. You're not getting away. Too bad for you. I can slip away through time in just one step. You cannot catch me. Oh, goodbye to you. Well, how do you like that? Finally, in the end, that ends in my ultimate victory. I will not allow that! Oh, Jesus. You're... Palkia. You will pay a grave price for expanding the distortion of space, Darkrai. This is the strike for justice. Take this. Time to go. There's no escape. Shattered. Dimensional hole. The dimensional hole is completely shattered. Well, with Darkrai still inside of it. I heard Darkrai scream. Did Darkrai disappear forever? No, it has not happened. That has not happened. He has suffered grievous damage, and has been banished to some unknown place. But wherever he may be, he lives. What? When he recovers from the injury, won't Darkrai go back to his wicked ways? That remains to be seen. Because Darkrai entered the dimensional hole, he began to time travel, and at the precise moment he was struck with Palkia's attack. Remember, what Darkrai said about Claudio's arrival from the future? Darkrai attacked during time travel, so Claudio got hit with amnesia. So just like Claudio, it's likely Darkrai will have lost his memory as well. Darkrai has lost his memory? Yes, Darkrai will never likely remember or recover his memory and will wander lost through the world. Darkrai. We are done with him. He will not likely expand the distortion of space again. I will return to Spatial Rift. I foresee no reasons to even return here. Farewell. Well, that's that. Shall we go back also? Yep. Let's go home, Claudio. Back to Treasure Town. And that's how our fight with Darkrai ended. When we returned to Treasure Town, we were thrilled by how excited everyone was at our return. We had finally fooled we had been fully fooled by Darkrai, so we had neither Claudio nor I have place in this world. But everyone surrounded us and was glad to see us back. That's why I finally thought, it's wonderful to be alive. Little Zero woke up from his nightmare, and I'm glad that everyone is well as too. I remember what Wigglytuff said. Every Pokemon in this world exists for a reason. Everyone that means harm to others, even that Darkrai. After all this, my adventures with Claudio will continue. We'll see many things, and we'll make new discoveries. We have gone back to Luminous Springs since then, though we still can't evolve there. However, we can exist here. We can live here. That alone is something that we should be happy and grateful about. That's why I finally learned. Yes, Claudio. Thank you for always being with me. Let's keep exploring. May our friendship last forever. And that's it. That is it. Thank you, everyone, for staying with me this whole series. 50 episodes. I'm in shock that we were able to make it to this point. Well, not shock, but I'm glad we were able to. This series started off as a birthday present to someone very special. Someone very special to me. Someone I never gave room to. Someone I threw away our friendship over not being able to be someone more than a friend. And I've started to make my peace on when it comes to her. I think I finally found my answer from her being, let it go. Let it go. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Season 3 will be starting soon, I suspect. But until then, take care. Be good. Hope everyone has a wonderful July and year and life, for that matter. And I will see you all next time. Take care. See you then. Stay woke.